What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode for the Retro and Nerdy podcast. I am Juan.
I'm Jen.
Welcome to the show. So this week, we just have a quick show for you, everyone. Today, we're just going to talk about some things we did this week, some personal stuff this week, and first of all, we want to thank everybody for the great support that you've been giving us. Subscribing, listening to the podcast, watching the video, checking out our videos of our time out. And it means a lot to us. So thank you very much. Right now, we're on the road to 100 subscribers. So we hope we can hit that mark. And so on to the show. So, Jen, what did we do today? Today being Saturday, the 20th of January.
So today we went to Garden State Fest.
Yep. Winter edition.
Winter edition.
Even though the weather has been very wintry these last few weeks. I mean, we got some snow last week, but nothing sticking.
No.
So we went, it was all the way up near Lafayette, New Jersey. And it was in two separate buildings. It was like a, not like a farm, but it was like in a barn or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was still nice. It was warm. It was great. We went in. You'll see the video this Wednesday of what we saw, where we went to. And how was the experience for you at the show?
It was good. There was a lot of vendors. There was a lot of a lot of artists there.
Yeah. And independent
Get
artists.
It together.
Independent artists, and then they had some artists like Joe Stanton. Scott Hanna was there, and that's all I can remember off the top of my head because we kind of just moved along.
We were moving along. There was definitely a lot of Funko Pops.
A lot of Funko Pops, but actually a lot of comics too, which was really nice. A lot of crafts. And one of the first booths we went to was he had prints, but he also did a ton of designs on like signage, like traffic signs, stop signs, yield signs of Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. And I'm not a print guy. John can tell you, I don't do prints, but he has some nice prints. You'll see that in our Garden State Fest video. Jen picked up a print as well. Very, very good deal. Very talented guy. Jen has the card if you want to show it real quick to the camera. RZP. He is on Instagram. There is a QR code there. Yeah, put it. Yeah. Maybe it'll show up. Let me see. Perfect. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this on a podcast, of course, you're not going to see the QR code, so make sure you check out the video. RZP. And very talented guy.
Yeah, he had a lot of really cool stuff, like actual artwork on the signs, traffic signs.
It was like street art, I would say. But you'll see. Check out the video Wednesday. You see what we're talking about. Very nice guy.
It's rzpart.com.
Yeah, he has a website. If you ever catch him on a show, of course, you're going to get everything there for a better price at the show.
Yeah, because I'm assuming shipping. It's probably going to be.
Then let's be honest, if you're paying cash, you're not going to pay tax or whatever on it.
Right.
That's the thing about these shows. You're not going to be paying taxes. We made our way through. Jen found a Sailor Moon doll that she was looking for.
Sailor
Venus. And it was weird because you were on the fence and I was on the fence. Because the thing is, like,
crazy.
If I'm not sure of what something is, like, you could look up comps on eBay all day,
right?
But I don't know what these things go for, and then you kind of got to see what kind of deal you could get for it, and then consider the condition and everything. Did you almost pass on it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think you were mentioning that the box was a little bit dinged.
It was the plastic that bothered me a little bit, but it was just a little bit. It wasn't like horrendous.
No, but I think that's what made me want to go back and get it, just because I've never seen that doll out in the wild.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know. I just love the fact that they gave her like the red bow, and it comes with like not like the uniforms that they wear the Sailor Scouts, but this is more like going out clothes, like
Right.
out,
It's something different.
right. And then the artwork on the back is also different. Inside the box is different,
Right.
which we'll show you when
Yeah,
you
you'll
see the
see that video on Wednesday. We got a new logo. As you can see if you're watching the video here. Hopefully we could translate to some podcast logo, but we'll see. But we got an awesome new logo.
So it's basically you
Yeah,
as the goon
as the go.
holding a NES remote.
Yeah, and with a little Metroid.
Right. And it's
Baby.
me dressed up as Sailor Saturn.
Yeah, it's great. Dude did a great job. Even with the revisions, which we use Fiverr. A lot of people ask. We use Fiverr. You just find
Yeah.
a graphic artist.
A
on
lot
there.
of the stuff that's on my YouTube, like the banner, the YouTube banner,
Yeah,
and then the logo the logo I have on my Instagram is also from someone. I believe that was on Etsy though.
right.
But yeah.
So great job.
Mm-hmm.
We walked around a bit. We did dig through for some comics. Nothing really sticking out. I know Jen was looking for some Sailor Moon stuff. I did find a copy of Something's Killing the Children #1 first print, but it was signed but not graded. So here's the thing: if I'm going to spend $350 on a comic book, I would like for it to be not signed, and then maybe I'll get it signed myself and then graded.
Right.
That's not being snobby. It's just like that's just what I want, And I'm sure the book was immaculate, but again, it kind of had the signature on there. And the guy said, he was like, I've had this one for a while. A lot of collectors aren't buying a comic, especially something worth that much that's signed, unless you get it submitted to CBCS or whatever and get a red label. But I had to pass on it, unfortunately. And then, yeah, there was a lot of good boosts. We saw our friends, NRG Comics, Art Lee and Tony.
Mm-hmm.
They were there at the show set up. And we're going to have them on the podcast. We're going to have them on the show. Because they're really good friends of ours. We known them for years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like we knew them just as they were starting out.
Yeah, and I remember Artley was the one that sold me the 3-pack of the Sailor Moon Pops.
Yeah.
And that's what started it all.
Yeah. So we got pretty close to those guys. We got a lot of love for those guys. Jen and Artley share a real fondness for Sailor Moon. So it's awesome seeing them together, chopping it up and enjoying that particular hobby together. So yeah, we got to the show. We bought some prints. Jen bought some the Sailor Venus doll,
Sailor Venus, and then I bought a Denji Chainsaw Man
Chainsaw Man
little print in a frame.
Yeah,
It's really cute.
When you watch the video, make sure you go follow all these people because they're really good artists. They're independent artists, and they make some really, really awesome stuff.
The minute I walked up to the table and he's like, "Oh, you anime fans?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's what's up."
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
I mean, for it was a great price, and the artwork was great. So we went there, and again, it was a small enough area where you could see everything once.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the other building. And Jen picked up some Pokemon cards. There were some games there, but you'll see in the video, nothing that I was ready to pick up or spend money on. And then
They did have some a place where you could play video games, which is cool.
They set up a little video game booth. They had some Magic the Gathering stuff there too.
Yep.
If you're into that. And then we just left because we were already done.
Yeah, we don't really stay that long.
As I suppose before, like we kind of know what we're going after.
Right.
And we go after that.
Yeah.
So not too far down the road from this is another store called Pandora's Box of Collectibles. If you remember from the last episode, Jennifer bought a ton of Sailor Moon stuff from them. So we went in, and again we looked around. I didn't pick up anything there at the time because they do have turtle stuff, but it's all sealed. The vehicles, I really want to get more of the vehicles. They had a pizza throw there, but it was sealed, so it's like $500 bucks. I didn't want to pick it up. If it's a vehicle, I kind of want to open it up in case I ever want to take it out and display it.
No.
So I don't want to buy a sealed figure just to take it out. It's kind of beats the point of it being sealed. But Jen found some cool stuff. Again, you'll see that in the video, and kind of explain what happened with that. But yeah, Pandora Box, we're pretty cool with those people too. They're very nice guys.
Every time I try to leave, I find something.
Yeah. So Jen picked up a couple of things there. Went to the mall, grabbed a quick bite. I'm dieting pretty serious now, so like my diet's just completely changed. You know, went to the doctor, found out I'm a bit overweight, well, a lot overweight to be completely honest with you. You know, a little bit of high cholesterol, so we want to cut back on stuff and get that down, and we will. So I'm on a pretty strict diet, and I won't lie, it's been really hard. I'm so used to just eating whatever I want, and then having to be mindful of my choices has been very stressful. And the first few days, I was telling you, remember that I've been very agitated. I've been very frustrated, been very tired. And just because I'm denying my body the junk that it wants, and it's like, it's very difficult. But, you know, I'm staying fast because this is something I want to get it under control. And once I get to a particular weight, then I'll treat myself to something fun. But for the meantime, that's what we're doing. Jen and I are not just trying to take care of our mental health, but we're going to take care of our physical health. And, you know, again, it's easier said than done. But again, you have a real good support system, friendships and family. And I think that majorly helps. So that's what we're doing. Next month is February. I think we have 1 or 2 shows we're going to. There's a card show next weekend, and then ZoloCon at the end of February. Not sure if we're going to do the card show, but we'll see. And then March, we're supposed to go to CT GamerCon, but we are not going because David Hayter is going to be there. But in June, we have too many games. David Hayter is going to be there along with some other guests, other people that were in Metal Gear Solid, some other voice actors. So I'd rather just go get all their signatures and, you know, keep that moving. So March is just going to be strictly dedicated to King Kong show, which we're very pumped for. Some of our friends are going to be there. So, so we went to Pandora's Box, went to the mall, wasted time at T-Mobile, and then grabbed some food, and then went to Zap Comics.
Yeah. For Pokemon Day.
What was going on at Zap Comics today?
Pokemon Day.
What is Pokemon Day?
Where they sell Pokemon stuff.
Which they do every day, but I think they had
they had a sale going on their booster boxes and
cards.
Yeah.
We love Zap Comics. It's one of our favorite shops. We went, and let's talk about the experience. So we get there. We saw earlier in the morning that there was a line out the door.
Yeah. So when we got there, it was like, 2:00? The line was still there, but it was a lot more shorter.
Yeah.
When I got in there, it was intense. It was a lot going on.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
Now, don't get me wrong. Good. Kids should be going to the comic
right,
shop.
yes. But
kids are also kids.
Exactly. So when I was trying to look at a bunch of the cards, because, you know, I've been collecting cards.
Right.
So when I was trying to get through, it was packed, you know. But again, I was just trying to look for particular cards, but it's just I never realized the looks that I was gonna get for looking for those cards when there's a bunch of kids around you.
Yeah.
They were kind of like looking at me like, you're kind of old to be buying cards.
Right.
Because to them, you know, it's just like it's, you know, for kids.
Right.
So to have an adult there that's not their parent buying cards is like,
yeah, and they were busy all day. Kids were screaming, crying. Parents were yelling at their kids. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I found 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. Again, you'll see that on the video. We'll
collection
post.
is growing.
Collection is growing. So something funny that happened. So we finished getting through that card. It's long lines. It was super busy. Super happy for them.
Yeah.
Corey, who was, believe he's one of the owners of Zap Comics, was ringing us up. We go to Dunkin' Donuts. Wanted to get a coffee. And Jen looked at the receipt. I was like, "What's this for?" She's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "I don't know either." They charge us for the.
Oh, because I think you
there's
mentioned
some shields on those figures.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that that he charged you for the cases, but then
I thought he
had
did.
bought a manga that was like $8, but I saw it rung up twice.
Yeah. So I said, Jen, can you go over there, talk to Corey, see like if this is a mistake or not? Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I really wasn't gonna I wasn't making a big deal about it. I just was like, I don't know, did I pick up something by accident that I didn't know about? Like, am I missing an item? Like, because
Right.
I do that a lot of times. So
Yeah.
I went in there.
What happened when you went in there?
I felt like such a loser because he was in there and he was like, one of the guys tells him like, hey, she's saying that this was twice. So then he was like, oh, I know what that was. So he was like, give me a second. So when he says, give me a second, he turns around and gives me a $10 bill.
And it was $7.99.
Right. So I'm like, no, I can't take this. He was like, no, take it. And I'm like, I
Close
can't
enough.
take it. Like, I feel like crap. I was like,
Right.
no, I can't take it. He was like, take it. So the guy that was helping me out was like, he touches me on the shoulder. And he was like, it's okay. And then he just lets me go. And
Jen
I'm
was
like,
trying to fight back, but Corey's such a nice guy.
yeah, because I mean, I really wasn't making a big deal. I just wanted to know if maybe I misplaced
if
something.
there was a
like
mistake or we left something behind, but it apparently Corey, it was so busy and it was so loud that I could
Literally.
see just an
Yeah.
accident happening. It's not on purpose because Zap is such a great comic book shop and the people there are really great too. But I just found it funny that it was just like, take the 10 and get the heck out of here. And Jen's like, I don't, I don't want to take this.
I felt bad, and I still feel bad about
Yeah.
that. Because we go there all the time, and when we do go, we spend money. And I feel bad that he just took the 10 and just gave it to me. I'm like, no.
But they're such a nice shop. So,
Yeah.
we will definitely pay that forward at some point. And then we kind of came home and we're shooting the podcast earlier today because today is the Royal Rumble. So it's something I watch every year. I like to watch every year. And we're looking forward to it. And, today was a cool day to get out and it wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot at all. It's about 52, 54 degrees. So we got to enjoy the day. And then pick up some cool stuff, and we were talking about anime with the gentleman and made me think about like, what to you, do you have like a top 3 anime that you love to watch? And if so, what would be your top 3?
Mine are very corny. So if it's not Sailor Moon, it's I could rewatch Digimon all day. Or Nana.
Nana, which is, I know you really enjoy that because you're rewatching it now,
Yeah.
right? So for you, would that be your top 3? Would be Sailor Moon, Digimon, and Nana?
Yeah, I told you I'm corny.
Oh, that's not bad. I bet you're a big Naruto fan, which is funny.
It's just very long.
Right.
Like I
A lot of
watched it,
filler.
but it's very long.
Yeah. For me,
I would like to get into some more anime.
I've
I'm
been
trying to branch out.
Yeah, I've been dabbling in Naruto, and I find the characters very cool. Rock Lee is obviously my favorite. I've said it since day one. I think I had the same haircut he did as a kid. Maybe that's why.
You probably did.
I probably had the same haircut. And there is there's a specific scene that I saw that made me go, oh shit, which was when
The tuning exam.
was the tuning exams when he was fighting Gaara and he was getting beat. And Gaara's hella cool. Like this is a non-Naruto person who's like just learning about these characters. For some reason I thought Gaara was just like a jerk, but apparently he's not. He's very friendly.
There's a backstory.
That's the backstory. So I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, this is cool as shit. And this is what made me like become a Rock Lee fan. And Guy Sensei, right? He's like, oh, you can take off the weights now. And I'm like, weights. So he has ankle weights. So I'm like, oh, cool. He has ankle weights. Yo, he takes off these ankle weights and he completely destroys the floor. So they're like a ton. And now he's moving fast as shit where everybody's like stunned.
Yeah.
And Guy Sensei is like smiling. And I'm like, what is this? And so I have to go to Jen to explain to me what's going on. Because now I need more information. So like Rock Lee's just really getting to Gaara but still loses. But
I think because he breaks his ankle or
Yeah.
he fractures his ankle. He does something to his ankle
and they
with
think
the sand.
and they think he's not going to fight again, but he does. And I don't know. To me, it was just like one of the coolest scenes. Again, I don't watch
because when you
Naruto. We're just
expect-
starting Naruto Shippuden.
Shippuden.
We're just starting that, and it's very enjoyable. I will say that. So we got to finish that up. Rock Lee's number one. Guy is also number one. Cool haircuts that I had when I was like 5 years old.
Oh my God.
But for me, top three anime is very hard. You know me, I love really old anime. Hajime no Ippo is one of my favorites. It's a basically an anime about boxing. You follow this kid named Ippo. He trains at this gym with really funny characters. A grumpy old man, and he finds out that he's a natural at boxing. He's a kid that gets bullied, and he gets saved, I believe, by his name is Nakamura, and now he tells Ippo, he's like, if you could catch 10 leaves as they fall from a tree, you could join the gym, the boxing gym. So you see Ippo just trying to catch these leaves, and then he finally shows Nakamura. He says, look, I caught the leaves. And he catches 10 leaves. He's doing this in one hand. And Nakamura's like, you didn't have to use one hand. So, like, already impressed. So he brings him over. The kid starts training. He has a rival there that's kind of like the Gary to his Red. And you see him just climb through the ranks. And then one of my favorite episodes, he's fighting someone, and he's doing this move called the Dempsey Roll. And again, if you're watching this, you'll see some clips of it as I'm talking. So he's doing the Dempsey Roll, and he's able to knock out he tells his coach, he's like, I'm going to get him in this round. He knocks him out, wins the fight. And then the coach was like, where did you learn the Dempsey Roll? And he's like, what's the Dempsey Roll? And it's like, oh, like this kid is good. It's just an incredible anime. You know, he's the son to a single mother who still works, and you just go through his ups and downs. But it's funny, it's emotional, it makes you happy. Incredible music, a great story. Number two is Fist of the North Star. Now, Jen see me just sit down and go through episodes of Fist of the North Star. It's a classic. It's probably one of the best animes of all time. Go watch it. You will be impressed by the anime. The story is really good. The story can be kind of a downer because there's a bunch of stories inside of a little story, inside of a bigger story. I'm sorry, and again, the fighting, the ability that Kenshiro has is he grants this ability. It's given to him, and he becomes the Fist of the North Star, and he attacks pressure points that later just make you explode or do different things, paralyzes you or makes you not be able to move, which is paralyzing. But it does things to you. It's incredible anime. It's very post-apocalyptic. It takes place in the year 20XX. You don't know, but it's after the aftermath of a nuclear weapon going off. Very, very much like Mad Max meets anime. So go watch it. You'll love it. And third, book-wise would be Berserk, but anime-wise, I want to say I really enjoyed Cowboy Bebop, the original animated series. Again, anybody who knows or follows anime knows Cowboy Bebop is an incredible story. The music, the artwork, the characters, Spike Siegel's just so damn cool. One of my favorites. So to me, those are my top three animes that I've always enjoyed. I've always watched. Again, older stuff, but I'm learning to watch. Like we just finished up Chainsaw Man, which was
the anime.
Very, very cool. Well, the anime. We haven't read the books yet.
No,
but we talked about that too. Like, why wouldn't you want to read the books? Or the mangas?
Well, I don't want to read the mangas because I don't want to get ahead.
Right, and I
don't want to know what happens until I watch the anime. I know I'm backwards because I know people that watch the anime and then when it's done, they'll continue watching the manga, the anime,
right.
But then they'll still do both. Like they'll read the manga and then when they'll watch the anime when it comes out. I don't know. I'm ass backwards.
But the thing, but I was telling the guy too we were talking to is that sometimes you get so ahead and something sad happens, and you don't want to go through that through the anime itself.
Which is what I think is something's gonna happen.
Which is what happened. It happened to me with Attack on Titan. Like I read a little forward, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to spoil it for myself, but I also like to read. So, yeah. But you picked up anime manga today too. As that, what was it called? Dinosaur Sanctuary.
There we go.
Dinosaur
yes.
Sanctuary. We don't know what it's about, but
I like weird, cute covers. You know, like I was reading The Cat Therapist, where it's a cat who's a massage therapist. Like I don't know. It's just fucking cute.
I'm dumb because I was like, how is this cat gonna give life advice?
No,
Because
my
I
bad.
thought it was that type of
My bad. It
therapist.
was my cat is a massage therapist, and then they also have a manga called My Cat is a Gamer.
Right.
I don't know. I just like these cute little weird animes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
And I'm holding off because I want to collect a Berserk series, but we'll probably be in the process of moving, and to move those books,
Oh my god.
to move just everything we have here now is going to be a pain in the ass.
We're trying to again offload a lot of stuff
Yeah,
because a lot of it is Funkos.
right. So, again, it's just adding more stuff that we don't want to have to box up, pack up, and move with. But yeah, that was sort of our day today. Thank you again for listening to us on the podcast or watching us on video podcasts. We do have a ton of the stuff planned, especially with guests. We want to have some guests on Nemesis Prime. Next Friday, the 3rd of February, I believe, we will be on the Low Grades podcast with our friends J2, Ross, James, Rob, and Nemesis Prime is going to be a guest with us. Justin, Nemesis Prime, he'll be a guest with us on the show. We're looking forward to chop it up with those guys. This is our first interview as Retro and Nerdy on another show, so we really appreciate them having us on, talking to us, and hopefully, you know, once that's out, we'll share that on our Instagram. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe, not just to our iTunes or Spotify, and follow us on there. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe to the video. What are your favorite animes to watch or read or anything like that?
Have you had any recommendations?
Yeah, you have any recommendation? We'll check them out. Hopefully, again, and then recommend us and we'll do a review. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, a short podcast today. I'm not a fan of like hour-long podcasts unless you have a guest on.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you're not going to really listen to it.
No, an hour is fine. You just have to be interested. But we don't like to just drag it out. If we have nothing else to talk about, that's it. We're done for the week, you know, and then we'll keep it moving. But I think we hit everything we really wanted to talk about today. Garden Steak Fest was a great show. They do a couple of shows a year.
They have the winter one, and there's one that they do in the summer.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Summer one's pretty good too. But the winter one, I know last year wasn't that good. We did go to it. It wasn't that good.
No, the first one that we went to and we were dating.
The first one we went to was
or
good.
we were engaged. I don't remember. But that's where we met Kevin Eastman.
That's when we were just dating at the time for sure. And then the winter one was okay. This one was a pretty decent show. I did have a lot of fun going to it. So check them out if you're in the Jersey area or close to Jersey. Make sure they're also on Instagram. And again, I think their summer show is kind of the bigger show. They rent out a bigger space and they have a lot more artists and people like that there. So yeah, again, subscribe, like, comment, follow us on our social medias. And with that said, I'm Juan.
I'm Jen.
Thank you for checking out the Retro Nerdy podcast. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.